Guys, I'm so excited. Did you see? Look, here we go. Whoop. Giant Skulltula painting. I got it back from my dad's place, and I'm gonna hang it up here. I'm really excited. What's going on? My name is Tommy. His name is Achilles. This is his tail. Whoot. Welcome back to an episode of the Forgotten Race Review, where we're gonna take a race from 3.5, mix it up, do a little bit of this, use some of that BDG magic, and bring it forth as a race in Pathfinder today. We're cracking open actually a book I happen to own a physical copy of. Oh, I'm making noise. Oh, more noise. Oof. None other than whoop boom. Races of Faerun. I can actually open a book on stream, to talk about this guy. No need to shop in an image at all, right? You can see him there. Yeah, JK. Today, it's all about the Wemic. If you're liking what you're seeing, like, subscribe, and ding the bell. Requests down there. Patronage, make them go to top of there. Today, this episode of the Forgotten Race Review was brought to you in part by our newest patron, Keith Hartung. Remember, guys, patronage at any tier now gets you access to our min-maxing for fun and profit builds in the form of Google Sheets. Pleased to meet you. Happy to have you. Now, lion time. Okay, so the Wemic is a centaur-like creature with the upper torso of a humanoid on top of a lion. If you were to ask them, they'd tell you they are the most skillful hunters in all of Faerun. As you might have guessed from looking at this guy, the Wemics are a tribal people with no writing skills or interest in recorded history. Nature gave them their hunting grounds, so they fight against the civilizations encroaching upon them, keeping outsiders away from their hunting grounds and their plentiful prey. The Wemics live in harmony with nature, uncivilized and proud of it. They shew the ways of civilization since they can't see why anyone would want to live under a shingled roof when they could have the sky. Most of their days are spent playing around, basking in the sun, or hunting for food, not unlike cats. Isn't that right, Achilles? Yeah, exactly. And as you can imagine, they organize themselves like lions in prides. A single pride of Wemics is usually composed of 1 to 4 males, 2 to 12 females, and 1 to 6 cubs. The cubs are allowed to play freely until they reach age 5, at which point they are brought out on their first hunt. Once they've proven themselves, they are considered adults. In the prides, males spend the nights patrolling the area, protecting the pride from threats, sleeping during the day while the females hunt. The leader of the pride, as we probably guessed, is the strongest of all the males. When he is eventually challenged and removed from power, he usually wanders off to live alone or join with the other males who have left their prides. Sometimes these prides will join together to form a tribe that can defend itself against larger threats. And that's basically their life. Unless one of them, when they get too old, wanders into humanoid society to start over. Now, down to their stats, a Wemic reaches the age of adulthood, like we said, after they make their first kill, usually around 5 years old. Males range in height, according to Races of Faerun, anywhere from 6 feet to 7 feet tall, weighing around 600 pounds. I'll assume the females come in about 5 inches shorter, weighing, say, 20 pounds less, give or take. A Wemic has the same life expectancy and age categories as a half-orc. Though Races of Faerun notes they live to be about 40 years old, a half-orc can live, and so too your Wemic, can live 60 plus 2d10 years. Living to 40 years old doesn't even get them to old age, though of course I'm mixing tables now. Oh well, it is what it is. Let's look at that character sheet. So we're bringing a race from 3.5 into Pathfinder. That means we have to deal with a thing called level adjustment. Yeah, I know, it was really bad. We're just gonna pretend it doesn't exist. We're also going to pretend that the extra racial hit dice a Wemic should have are not there. That seems like a fair trade to me. Is this race a little more powerful than others? Yeah, sure, totally. But if we're assuming it doesn't start with 5 extra hit dice, then I think it's totally reasonable for it to level at the same rate. Tieflings have a level adjustment of +1 in 3.5, and I think that's totally unfair, but we're tangenting. Here we go. After baking in our size large racial adjustment, a Wemic has a whopping +8 to strength, +2 to dexterity, which means it had a +4 at some point, didn't it? +2 to constitution, but a -2 to charisma. Again, of course, we are a large, monstrous humanoid, which means we suffer a -1 size penalty on attack rolls and AC, and a -4 on stealth checks. But they lack the centaur's undersized weapons trait, meaning they can swing a large weapon at will. The Wemic has a base land speed of 40 feet, +4 to natural armor, dark vision 60 feet, as well as a +8 racial bonus on acrobatics checks to jump, and your Wemic is automatically proficient with all simple weapons and shields. In addition, the Wemic can make 2 claw attacks, dealing 1d6 points of damage. So you thought you might have seen 6 there, but there's no bite, just 2 claws. Well, based on that art, and for the lols, we'll say those claws come on your front legs. And yeah, there you have it. Secretly, Forgotten Realms is probably my favorite setting ever, but that's because I kind of cut my teeth on Neverwinter Nights as a kid. Is this race good? Certainly. Does this race fit in all campaigns? Certainly not. But remember, playing into your character's strengths as a GM and not shutting off their weaknesses means everybody can still have fun. Though maybe not in like a 15-point by AP. Anywho, to bring this into Pathfinder, we in the Inner Sea region definitely see the top half of Africa. So these probably slot right in super well in, say, Katapesh. Perhaps even like Thuvia or Rahadum, perhaps the northern bits of the Mwangi Expanse south of the barrier wall, or even in like the deserts of Kadira. Just like don't confuse them for Lamias. These guys don't look like Lamias. You'd be fine. I've had it in my head that I wanted to play like a Catfolk Barbarian at some point. A Wemic fills that and then some. Being a little faster, being Taric, having the big weapon in-house feels pretty good. And certainly if I were playing this race, it would bring a lot of things to the table for my party, up to and including the ability to carry smaller characters around or medium characters around, the ability to be the literal pack mule, though the character probably doesn't necessarily like it. But when you get that large size category and that larger strength score, because your Wemic Barbarian's at 30 when he rages if you started with 18. Maybe the race is a bad idea. Okay, retcon, can't play. No. Just kidding. Just give them more enemies. That's all you do. They can't kill everything at once. Everybody gets glory, up to and including the Wemic. But that's not the point I was trying to make. The point I'm trying to make is 30 strength, large character, muleback cords, ant haul, not necessarily in that order. And when the cart can't get over the hill, you just pick up the cart and take it over yourself. Seems good to me. And you know, the more and more I read the plethora of 3.5 books that I have come to have a part of, the more and more I think there might be some more 3.5 on this channel as we move forward. I like Pathfinder stuff, I like 2nd edition, but sometimes I feel like I missed the boat a little bit. You know what I mean? Definitely worth reading more into. Anyway, what do you guys think? Have we played a Wemic? Would you play a Wemic? Let me know in the comments below. Next week, it's an alternate for one of our plain touched, the Sun Soul Ifrit. See you then.